Hey there friends, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can make a really easy spring or summer wreath. If you see these florals and you recognize them, we had used them in a prior video for an Easter centerpiece, so I am reusing these florals. I got all of them from Dollar Tree. I got them a couple years ago and I do reuse my florals a lot. But what I want to show you on this wreath tutorial is that a really easy way for you to make a really pretty wreath is to just get a circular grapevine wreath like you see I have there. Now I got that from Hobby Lobby. It's a 14-inch grapevine wreath. I paid $4.99 for it. And I'm using about 10 bunches of the Dollar Tree florals. That was about 10 bunches, even though I did cut them up. It was about 10 bunches. So this wreath here is gonna cost less than $20 overall. But what I want to show you is what I'm doing is what I'm adding to one side of the wreath, I'm adding the same thing over to the other side. So I'm just copying one side to the other. So that's just a really easy way for you to make a really pretty wreath for your front door or your living room or your sunroom. Just a really easy technique, and I wanted to break that down for you guys in this video. I'm also going to do a bow tutorial, but just showing you, here we go, what I did to the one side. You see I'm going to add the exact same thing over to the other side. And I do like to pull the flowers apart. I don't like for them to be flat. I try to pull them up, pull them out, make them look a little bit more lively and natural like you would see them in nature. And I know I've said this in the prior video when we use these florals, but guys, I really love that purple and yellow. That purple and yellow, they are just so pretty together. And again, all of these florals had come from Dollar Tree. And just by doing to the one side as I'm doing to the other, it just creates balance. And it's just a really easy way to start wreath making, just by doing it like this. Just basically, you know, copying one side right to the other. So while I make my wreaths, guys, I do have my radio on in the background, or I listen to some nice classical music on Spotify, or sometimes I will listen to Italian cooking music because it's really happy and lively. So I just wanted to put that out there. I listen to all different kinds of music, but I really do love listening to Italian cooking music on Spotify when I'm crafting. Just a little funny fact I thought I would share with you guys. So that is why I'm doing a voiceover on this video. I was listening to some music that day and it was a really nice day outside, so I just decided to turn on some music and do a wreath tutorial. So because I had cut a lot of these florals apart for another craft, you see me kind of putting little bunches together and gluing them, but I'm still doing the same thing to one side as to the other. And you don't have to do wreaths like this, guys. This is just for like a beginner wreath tutorial. I plan on doing a few more different wreath tutorials. There's so many different wreaths out there that you can make. And if you guys have watched any of my videos prior to this, I have done the mesh wreaths. I've done Christmas wreaths. Oh my goodness, I've done so many Christmas wreaths. They're my favorite to do, is the Christmas wreaths. I have so much fun doing them. But there's just so many different kinds of wreaths you can make. But I wanted to start this wreath tutorial with just something very simple, very basic. I used to be a floral designer at Michael's, and I started out making wreaths, and I started in September of 2005, and we were making fall wreaths. And so I had so much fun making the fall wreaths when I first started at Michael's. But I will tell you that I was a little intimidated at first. And, they would say, okay, you got to get your grapevine wreath and you got to get, some leaves and don't forget the florals and this and that. And I said, okay. And I did. And I remember they were doing a class. We had to take a class. The head floral designer was also an interior designer. And so she gave a class to all of us new hires. And so, it was a lot to learn, but I just really picked up on it, and I have just loved making wreaths and doing, floral centerpieces and just working with florals ever since. I have just loved it. I just fell in love with wreath making, and I just decided to start doing some wreath tutorials for you guys. And if you guys heard that, it is time for the mailman to arrive, and Gracie and Puka are welcoming him to the front porch by barking. So if you guys hear the barking, I do try to muffle it. They are downstairs, and there are two doors between me and my dogs, but they are just very, very loud. And the mailman is here. And so every morning, right around this time, they greet the mailman, and he's very nice about it. So we've been here for 5 years now, and we've pretty much had the same mailman the entire time. So he's used to Gracie and Puka. They're just very vocal when they welcome people to the front porch. So I had some lavender bushes as part of the florals that I'm using, and I had just cut them apart, and that worked out well because now I can, put them in different places. And I love making my wreaths look a little wild and crazy. To me, they just look really natural and pretty, and that's, kind of how you would see them in a garden. They would all be going in different, directions. I just think it looks more organic. I don't like things to lay flat. I don't like all of my flowers going in one direction. So by cutting those pieces of lavender apart, I can just kind of have them going this way and that way, and I like that look. So I hope you guys like this too. So here we are at our bow tutorial, friends, and what I do is first I like to decide how long I want the tails of my bow to be, and once I determine that, I just start by making one simple loop just like that and pinching it with my thumb and my index finger, and then just bringing up the other side just like you see there. And then I do a twist. And that is how we make the middle portion of our bow, just like that. And then we just keep that hold in the center. Pull up another loop, twist it, pull up another loop just like that. I always do the twist because it makes your bow look more full. It makes the loops stand up a little bit. It just gives it more life and it's just a little bit more vibrant. So now I'm just taking a pipe cleaner and I'm just getting it as tight as I possibly can and just twisting it around and holding our bow together just like that. And then I'll take the two legs of the pipe cleaner, I'll stick them into the grapevine like you see there, and I'll pull it tight in the back and then twist it to secure it, and then just cut off any excess. And now I'm just going to fluff out the loops a little bit. Y'all know if you've watched any of my other videos that I'm very particular with how my bows lay. And I do tend to fidget with them a lot because I want them to lay the way I want them to. So I do fidget a lot with my bows. So I'm just dovetailing my ends now, guys. And I love that ribbon. That ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. It's the Robert Stanley. It's $3.99, but there's a good bit on there. And I just love the yellow. You guys know yellow is my favorite color. I love how bright and happy and just beautiful yellow is. So I got the yellow and white check. Now my daughter Sophia had given me these two little butterflies a few years back, and I always keep everything that my children give me, and they know that I love butterflies. So I decided to put a couple little butterflies in this wreath here. It's going to go in my sunroom, so I'm just making it nice and happy and bright and sunny, and I'm just adding some butterflies. And I hope that next time she comes over, she sees the little butterflies I put in this wreath and she recognizes that they were from her. I would have liked to have had a third butterfly, but I only had two, so that's okay. I think it turned out beautiful. Now, you guys might notice that I did curl my ribbon tails, and what I did was I just wrapped them around a pencil and then just pulled them down a little bit, and it's very simple to do. I just decided at the last minute to do that. But I think it turned out really pretty, guys. And all we did was whatever we put on one side of the wreath, we just carried over to the other side. So I hope that if you guys have been thinking about making some wreaths, I hope that, you watch this and I gave you some good tips and some good ideas. But I just love making these wreaths. I am just a big fan of florals, and I hope that I just gave you guys, again, some good tips. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next video, guys. Take care.